Well, hello there. Welcome to this video, and this video is going to cover the assessment knowledge test for the assessment cluster as part of your TAE22 course. Now, this cluster is a little bit different. I would say radically different in the sense of it's going to be a lot more mix and match, true or false type questions, bit of drag and drop, that kind of situation. Now, when I go through this video, a lot of the answers are going to be pretty much showing on the screen here. But the reason for this is that essentially a lot of the terminology in this particular cluster is a little bit technical, a little bit complex. And so in this video, we aim to sort of give you a very clear path through the questions. And some of the questions are on the screen, they're going to be wrong. They're going to require you to make some modifications and changes. And at the same time, it's going to be some questions that literally will show you what the answer is. And hopefully through that process, you're going to learn a lot of information as well. So get ready, grab a pen and get ready to write. And as I said, some question, the answers are pretty much showing on the screen here for you. So take that as a bit of a gift from us, so to speak, but also know at the same time that some questions are wrong showing on the screen, and you will need to fix them up on your end. There are 36 questions in total, and so there is quite a few, and some of the questions are easy to make a mistake on. So we really want to do this video to make it as doable as possible, and so that you were not spending hours and hours on this assessment task. So let's jump into a question one here. It says, explain what is meant by the term competency-based assessment. Why is this form of assessment desirable in vocational education and training? Okay, and excuse the typo there. So question one here, it says, question one, that's the question, and the answer is pretty much A. In the vocational education and training sector, assessment is based on competency criteria. That means assessing whether or not the individual can perform the task in a manner that suits benchmark industry requirements. Okay, so that's the answer A. All right, so you should be good there. All right. So if we come down here, we got question two here. For national accredited training, what must an assessor hold as a minimum according to the national regulations? The vocational competence, at least to the level being delivered and assessed, current industry skills directly relevant to the training and assessment being provided, current knowledge and skills in vocational training and learning that informs their training and assessment, Cert 4 in training and assessment or its successor. All right, so hopefully that helps you out there with question two. Okay, question three, briefly explain the difference between criterion referenced and norm referenced assessment. Okay, let's check what the answer is here, folks. Answer is correct. Awesome. So criterion reference assessment uses benchmarks to reference the candidate work. In contrast, norm referenced assessment uses the average results from a group to determine the grade of the candidate. Okay, so coming down, question four, units of competency are used as a benchmark for assessing a candidate for a national qualification. True, absolutely true. All right. So question five here. All right. Which parts of a unit of competency should you refer to in order to cover the assessment requirements? All right. So this one, it's partially correct. So there's one more that you probably need to add in. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. It possibly could be D, but try that out, see what happens. And question five, a little bit of an experimentation there for you. Okay. Question six. List and describe the rules of evidence and how they apply, and how we apply them to evidence we gather from the candidate. So we got valid, authentic, current, and sufficient, and possibly the answer is correct. You never know, but definitely have a read of those descriptions, and you would have learned about this in the workshop as well. Okay. So coming down, let's check out the next page, and let's check out question seven. Identify the principles of assessment and how they are applied in the assessment planning process. So we got valid, reliable, flexible, and fair. All right. So you can definitely check those out, and maybe it's correct, maybe it's not. Okay. Question 8, it says, describe what is meant by the term reasonable adjustment in assessment. A reasonable adjustment is a small change to the assessment process to meet the specific needs of an individual or group without advantaging or disadvantaging any candidate. Great answer there. Check that one out. Question 9 says Jody advised the assessor that she was recently injured in a car accident, would like to take the knowledge test for her office manager role orally rather than sit the 30-minute paper-based assessment. Given this information, would you consider Jody's request as a reasonable adjustment? Why? On the face of it, the answer will be yes. The answer applies as long as there are no other assessment conditions or requirements. Other conditions may include in the context and conditions of assessment within the unit. All right, absolutely. Question 10, it's incorrect there. So question 10, you're going to need to check out which standards RPL relates to. All right, but hint, hint, nudge, nudge, it's not 1.11. All right, so you're going to need to check out which one is it, A, B, or D. All right, so a bit of experimentation there, a bit of research required. Okay, so coming down, question 11. Dimensions of competency, and the answer is absolutely correct here. So it's a bit of extra guidance, bit of relevance, bit of a support mechanism that's gone on here for you. Explain what the dimensions of competency are and how you could integrate them into an assessment. So definitely there's some answers there for you, but read through what you've got there to get the learnings. Question 12, provide at least one assessment method and associated instrument for each of the following. So as we all know, and a method is how you're going to assess them, and the instrument is what paperwork are you going to use in order to assess that. So if it was an observation, well, you probably use an observation checklist, or demonstration, observation checklist, work sample, product checklist. All right, let's check out the next question. Question 13, give 3 examples of inclusive language that you can use when assessing a diverse candidate group. All right, so we've got everyone, we've got their name and acceptable cultural designation. All right. Question 14 here, describe an assessment tool and assessment instrument and how they relate to one another. All right, assessment tool is the overarching document, and assessment instrument is the individual task or paperwork that you would require for that assessment method. Okay. So coming down, question 15. All right, your answer is partially correct here on the screen. So you're going to need to do a bit of research, bit of personal discovery around question 15 there. All right. So there's 15 for you. Coming down, question 16. Provide an example of a work task that would be best suit assessment via the following method. A work product. All right. And portfolio of evidence, workplace project. Nice work there. Question 17. For each of the following components of an assessment tool, briefly describe their functions in the assessment process. Okay. Bit of support there. But the answer is partially correct. Partially correct. So you're going to need to work out what's wrong and be able to fix that up there. Okay, so see how you go with question 17. Question 18, it's correct. So let's see what prompters that we have on the screen there. Okay. So what documents could we refer to when determining the evidence requirements for a unit of competency, and who could we talk to if we were unsure of the evidence gathered provided? Documents, we've got mapping matrix, training assessment strategy, and unit of competency. Who would you talk to? Other assessors and subject experts. All right, so coming down, next page, let's check it out. Question 19. How can we ensure any contextualization we make doesn't change the purpose or outcomes of an assessment instrument? As a rule, any change contextualization should be mapped absolutely back to the unit of competency and work role, thus retaining the assessment's validity. Absolutely. Okay. Coming down, question 20. It's partially correct, and it says you have selected too many options. So question 20, bit of self-discovery, bit of self-research, bit of self-thinking there for question 20. Okay. Question 21, the answer is correct. Fantastic. So all performance criteria, performance evidence, and knowledge evidence requirements are covered with questions and observations, and that are accessible. Activities comply fully with the conditions of assessment. All right. Question 22. A rigorous assessment process means continually maintaining a high standard of validity. All right. Answer is correct. Great work here. Question 22. Hopefully that helps you out there. Question 23. Explain the assessor's duty of care. All right. Shouldn't be too hard for you to work that one out, even by yourself there. Question 24. Answer is correct. Liking what we've got here on the screen. Question 25. This talks about the different approaches for validation before, during, and after. Absolutely. Hopefully that helps you out there a little bit. And you go back and reread the question and get a sense of what it means. Question 26. All right. What legal and ethical responsibilities are you observing by conducting assessment validation? Quite a few there. That's excellent. Okay. Question 27. A bit of self-discovery here on 27. You're going to need to sort of work through that because the question partially correct. It says you have correctly selected 3, but what does that actually mean? Identify 5 reasons. All right, so there's a couple more that you need to identify. Question 28. Correct there for you. It's actually incorrect. Question 28, incorrect. So you're going to need to work that one out there. All right. Question 29. Answer's correct. Good job. Well done to whoever took this test here. Question 29. All right. And 30. Answer is partially correct. So you've correctly selected 3. So you're going to need to certainly do some self-discovery on question 30 here. Okay. Question 31. Answer's correct. Hopefully that helps you out there a little bit. Don't forget to read through the question and understand what it's actually asking of you there. Question 32. Answer is correct. Great job. All right, so that can help you out there. And question 33. Your answer is correct. Fantastic. Who should be represented as an assessment validation? Select all who are appropriate. So in this case, we've got all 4 of them: A, B, C, and D. Okay. Question 34, got the answer there. It's correct. Briefly describe the content and purpose of each of the following components assessment tool. All right, so that's listed out there for you. Happy days. All right, so let's head to 35. Accessing your organization. Policy on validation. Briefly describe the requirements for assessor participation. Select all the correct answers from the following. Yep, answer is correct. Happy days. Okay, coming down 36, true or false. Validation must be retained to meet regulatory requirements and to maintain assessor currency. Absolutely true. All right, so folks, hopefully that has helped you through the short answer questions for the assessment knowledge test. And as I said, there are some ones in there that you're going to need to do some self-discovery on, do a little bit of research, but hopefully this really helps you out and be able to nail the assessment knowledge test. Thanks so much for watching the video. And if you have any questions, feel free, reach out, and we are always here for you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.